Hi, I'm Nicola.
I'm Ivona.
And we're the Strength and Balance trainers at Age UK North Tyneside. The workout that we're going to be doing for you today is based on this NHS How Fit guide that you may have at home. You can visit www.howfittoday.co.uk to have a look at these exercises.
Today we are going to demonstrate 3 levels of exercises that you can do at home. Please make sure that you choose level that suits you best. We encourage you to start with level 1 and then progress further if you feel that this is not challenging enough for you. Also, please make sure that you have read the disclaimer before seeing any of our videos.
Before you start to exercise, you should make sure that you're wearing comfortable clothing and appropriate footwear, and make sure that you've got a drink handy for hydration. We'll be doing some of the exercises on a chair and some of them will be in standing, so make sure that you've got a sturdy, comfortable chair or something to hold on to.
Welcome to your level 2 workout at home. The first part of the workout is a mobility component. So for the first exercise, I would need you to stand close to the wall, facing the wall, with one of your feet touching the wall. Please make sure that your feet are hip-width apart and they are facing forward. Make sure that the toes do not rotate to face sideways. Imagine you are on a train track perhaps, so both of your toes are facing forward. For support, please place both hands on the wall. Stand with a lovely tall posture, so thinking about the length of the spine, thinking about proud chest, looking forward. I would like you to bend both of your knees, trying to get the front knee touching the wall. At the same time, making sure that both heels are firmly grounded and touching the floor. If you find this too challenging, then please make sure that you bring the back foot a little bit further forward so the stance is not as big. This would be your easier version. If you wanted to make it a little bit harder, please make sure that you step your back foot back. Again, bending both knees, trying to touch the wall with the front knee, keeping both heels in contact with the ground, and repeat up to 10 times on each side. Once you've completed up to 10 repetitions on one side, we are now ready to switch sides. If you do feel that this exercise doesn't challenge you at all, you can make it harder by also moving your front foot away from the wall. And then again, bending both knees, trying to get the front knee to touch the wall, keeping both heels grounded, touching the floor.
Okay, your next exercise is your heel toe raises, which again offer your ankle mobility. So for this one, you want to be either against the wall as before, or hold on to a sturdy surface like a chair or a kitchen bench. So again, shoulders back, chest lifted, nice straight lines, good alignment, so your hips, knees and ankles all in line and holding onto the wall. You're going to go nice and high up onto the tiptoes and then control the movement down and then lifting the toes up, making sure that you're not sticking the bottom back and it's still in line, and then back down, and again lifting up onto the tiptoes, pulling the tummy in, maintaining good posture, and just keeping that at a nice steady pace. So dropping the ankles, lifting the toes, and repeat. Nice and high, try and get as much movement as high as you can on those ankles. Slowly down. So try and repeat this exercise about 10 to 15 times.
The next mobility exercise is hip rotations. This exercise will improve the mobility within your hip joints. So to perform it safely, I would like you to stand beside a support. It could be a kitchen bench, or it could be a sturdy chair or a wall again. Raise one foot off the ground and move the knee out to the side. Hold for 1 second and return back to the standing position. Please make sure that when you lift the foot off the ground and move the knee to the side, the leg you are standing on is strong. Think about your posture, length of the spine, proud chest, and breathing throughout this exercise. Once you've completed your 5 repetitions, please very carefully place both feet back down on the ground until you have equal weight between both feet. Turn around towards the support and repeat on the other side.
Okay, so the next exercise is your reach backs. So this will help to mobilise around the shoulder joints. So if you take one arm and you reach it over your shoulder, and the other one comes around the back from the bottom, you try and reach the fingers together, and then you change side, reaching the arm over, shoulder. You might find that with this one, you might have one side better than the other, and you may have limited mobility even. So just do the best you can, even if it's touching the top of the head and the bottom of the hip. As you're doing it, that's better, and you can progress. And you might find that the more you do this exercise and as you get through the repetitions, you may start to get the hands closer together. Here. And then do about 10 repetitions all together, so about 5 on each side.
The next exercise is part of the Level 2 Stability, Balance, Coordination and Strength workout. So the next exercise is called Single Leg Balance. For this one, I would need you to use a sturdy support. So it could be a kitchen bench, could be a chair, could be a wall. So please stand next to the support, and the leg you will be standing on is closer to the support. With one hand on the support, please raise the knee that is further away from the support until it gets to a hip height. Hold for about 5 to 10 seconds, maintaining an upright posture and breathing throughout this exercise. The leg you are standing on is strong and steady. Make sure that your foot is grounded, that you're using your big toe by pressing it into the ground. Lower the leg down slowly, and if comfortable, you can repeat this exercise between 5 to 10 times on each side. So lifting the knee up to hip height, holding for 5 to 10 seconds, breathing, lower down, even out the weight between 2 feet, and carefully turn around towards the support. Standing on the leg closer to the support, lift the opposite knee so it gets to the hip height. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds. The leg you are standing on, you should feel the ankle joint being challenged. Please make sure that you listen to your body throughout this exercise. When it comes to the support, as you feel comfortable, you can gradually reduce the amount of support that you need. So if you started with your full hand on the bench, you can start lifting the fingers. Maybe gradually you will find that you can hover the hand over the bench, which will challenge your balance even more. Again, please make sure that you maintain the upright posture and that you really listen to what is going on in your body. You must stay safe.
So your next exercise is for your balance, and it's standing with your arms crossed and your eyes closed. Before you start, make sure that you've got either a chair or a bench close by, just in case you need it. So just to stand as usual, shoulders back, chest lifted, feet hip distance apart. And before you start the exercise, just know that if you feel dizzy throughout, you should open your eyes straight away and hold on to your surface. So as we're about to start, you just cross your arms in front, and then you close your eyes, stay like that for up to 10 seconds. Now, because the sight's taken away, you'll feel yourself feeling a little bit unbalanced. If that just becomes a little bit unbearable, you can just open the eyes at any point, put your hands on the face. Repeat that up to 5 times. We'll do that again, crossing the arms and closing the eyes, holding that in position. Nice deep breath, making sure that you're clenching the muscles, your core muscles, clenching the legs, the glutes, and relax, open the eyes, hands down. If you do feel that that's a little bit challenging, or if you haven't got the confidence to hold it, what you can do is just to raise one arm, have one hand on the chair. It can reduce the support to suit, and you can make that more difficult as you go on and progress with the full arm cross.
The next exercise is standing turns, and for this one I would like you to stand with both shoulders and back pressed against the wall. I would like your feet to be slightly wider than hips. Now turn left, reaching your right arm towards the wall whilst pivoting your right foot, and come back to center. You might find that it's a lot easier to touch the wall at a hip level and then return back to starting position. You might find it a little bit easier for the hands to be around the chest height. For some of you, it might feel comfortable to touch your hands a little bit over the shoulder or shoulder height. Make sure that you inhale in the center and exhale as you twist. Aim for 5 repetitions on each side. So let's come back to center and repeat on the other side. So reaching your left arm, turning right, pivoting your left foot. Again, you might find that you're not equally the same on both sides, that you have a little bit more mobility to one side of your body, just please listen to your body.
Okay, so this exercise is to strengthen your legs, and it's a half squat. So if you start with your hands on the back of the support, so it could be a chair or a kitchen bench, your feet should be slightly wider than your hip width apart, and shoulders back, lift the chest. The idea of this one is to strengthen your legs, but to mimic a sit to stand action. So make sure that as you bend the knees, the hips go back as if you're reaching for the chair. Only go about halfway down, have a little pause at the bottom, and then come back up to stand and squeezing the muscles in the glutes and in the legs, and repeat that. You can aim for about 5 to 10 with this and then look to improve from there. Also focus on your knees and make sure that they're not knocking in together, just correct it and make sure that they're in line throughout. Your head's looking forward and the bend's coming from the knees and through the hip. Okay, so you can start off with doing about 5 to 10 of these, but you can look to increase that number, so between 10 and 15, or even a few more than that if you're comfortable too.
We are moving on to seated lift with hold. So for this one, I would need you to sit away from the back of the chair throughout the exercise. So make sure that you shuffle your bottom forward. Now lift one leg up in the air and really squeeze your thigh. So you're looking to squeeze the front of your leg there, whilst the back of your leg is pressing firmly into the chair. Make sure that you do not lock the knee, so you're gentle, you're kind to your knee joint. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds and then lower the leg down. You aim to repeat the same on the other side. So lifting the leg, squeezing the thigh, keeping the knee joint nice and soft, and then lower down. Again, lifting the leg, keeping an eye on posture, length throughout the spine, engaged abdominals, proud chest, lower the leg down, and repeat again. Aiming to about 10 repetitions and progressing to more if you feel comfortable.
The next exercise is leg marching. It's going to help to strengthen your hip flexors, which are the thighs. So you want to be sitting towards the front of the chair, good posture, shoulders back, lift the chest, and your hips, knees and ankles are all in line. So holding on to the chair, you want to lift one knee up nice and high. You just hold it for about 3 seconds and count down 3, 2, 1, and then lift the other. 3, 2, 1, down, 3, 2, 1. And just keep that nice 3 second up, 3 second down timing, and keep that going. You'll be squeezing the muscles as you bring them up, controlling on your way down, making sure you keep that posture, so shoulders back, lifting the chest. You'll be feeling that at the top of the thighs in the hip flex. Start off with doing around about 10 repetitions, and then you can look to increasing that over time. You might be able to increase it straight away to about 15 to 20 repetitions.
The next exercise we're going to do is called reach up and pull down, and it will look at strengthening of your back in order to improve your posture and your balance. So if you could sit away from the back of the chair, so shuffle your bottom forward to the front of the chair. Now reach your arms up overhead, slightly wider than your shoulders. Imagine holding a bar over your head and Pull your elbows down. Make sure they are pointing down towards the floor. Squeeze your back, hold for 3 to 5 seconds. Now release the back, squeeze your arms to your shoulders as you take your arms up overhead again. And again, pulling the elbows down, make sure that you allow for the breath to flow in and out. So do not hold your breath, please, and pull the arms overhead. Posture, so abdominals are engaged, length throughout the spine. Squeeze the back down here, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then push back up, squeeze your arms, your shoulders, and again pulling down. You can do this exercise standing up as well if you feel comfortable. You can use a support in front of you or behind you and do exactly the same. So lifting overhead, squeezing your arms and shoulders, then pulling down, squeezing the elbows down, holding here for 5 seconds. One more time, down and up and relax. If you wanted to progress to a harder version of this exercise, you could apply some resistance. So for the purpose of our video today, we are using 2 water bottles. You could use tins of beans, perhaps you have some dumbbells at home, but just make sure that the weight is equal on both sides. Again, pulling the elbows down, squeezing the back, holding between 3 to 5 seconds, then squeezing the arms, shoulders, reaching up. Holding here, reaching up again, and relax.
Okay, the next exercise is a kneeling push-up, and that's for your trunk, your chest and your arm strength. If you can't get down to do a push-up, I'm going to show you a good alternative now. So if you go to your kitchen bench and place both hands on the kitchen bench, just wider than shoulder width. Take your feet, lift it away from the wall, and you bend your arms down and then back up. You make that a little bit more difficult by taking the feet a little bit further away and making sure that the elbows are going down and you're pushing through the hands, bending the arms, and you breathe out as you come up, breathing in as you go down. Okay, so that's your standing alternative if you don't want to get down to the floor. So to get down to the floor safely, you need a chair. And you'll need a mat accordingly. Start facing the chair, place both hands on the sides of the chair and take a step back, whichever leg's most comfortable. Drop that knee down to the floor. Then hook this back foot and then let the other knee down to join. Put one hand down to the floor and then the other, and that's you safely into a box position. So this will be where you start from your starting position. The further back your legs are, so your knees are, the more difficult it would be. So you choose how far back you want them legs to be. And you can either cross the feet over, or if you prefer, you can keep them uncrossed on the floor. Okay, now you want to bend the arms at the elbows, take your chest down towards the floor, pulling in the tummy muscles, and then push through the arms back up to the top. Make sure that you breathe in on the way down and breathe out on the way up. Start off with between 5 and 10 repetitions of this, and then you can build that up. Make sure that your tummy muscles are pulled in throughout and you're not bending in at the tummy. Okay, so you can see that one has got a nice neutral line here and her elbows are coming down by your sides. And she's breathing and going at a nice steady way. When you go to get up from this exercise, just crawl back to the chair so that you're in that box position. You want to place one hand up under the chair and then the other. The strongest leg will step forward. And then you're going to push through that heel, unhook the back toe, push up, and then bring the feet together. And then stand up.
The next exercise is called squat to sit, and it's part of our cardiovascular workout. So cardiovascular exercise is good for our heart, for our lungs. So please make sure that throughout this exercise, you should be able to feel your heart rate go up. Your breathing might be increased. However, you should still be able to talk freely, so it shouldn't be too challenging to the point of not being able to talk. I would like you to start by sitting in front of your chair again. Your heels are tucked under gently. Make sure that your feet, your knees and your hips are all in the same line. Please cross both arms on the chest. Lean forward gently, so your nose is over toes, rise through the back of the legs to the heels until you come to a standing position, and then hinge at the hips, take them back, sit back down. And again, lift it, lovely, and back down. Aim to perform this exercise for up to 1 minute. When you've completed 1 minute of workout, please make sure that you take a rest. This could last anything between 30 to 60 seconds. As you progress, as you find that this exercise no longer challenges you, you can extend the workout time. So perhaps you can exercise for 1.5 minutes, or maybe you can decrease the rest time. Whatever you do, please make sure that you listen to your body, and you should be able to talk freely while you perform this exercise. We have come to the end of our workout, so it's very important to cool down and stretch now. You can do the stretching exercises in the chair, or you can do them standing. The first exercise we would like to demonstrate to you is a calf stretch. So if you decide to do it in the chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of your chair. Extend one of your legs. Sit nice and tall, so length through the spine. Now point your toes to face your own body. Very important that you soften the knee. Try not to lock the knee joint. The toes are pointing towards your body, pointing towards your shin. And with stretching, you should feel a mild discomfort to the muscle that is being stretched. We do not recommend to work through pain. Hold the stretch for about 30 seconds. And then change sides to make sure that you work out both sides. If you'd like to do this stretch standing, please come to a wall, place both hands on the wall for support, and take one of the legs back behind you. How far back you step is entirely up to yourself. Just make sure that this is a comfortable range of movement, and a range of movement that will allow you to feel a stretch in the lower part of your leg, in your calf muscle. Keep bringing the knee of your front leg towards the wall. So keep pressing the knee towards the wall, and at the same time, keep pressing the back heel towards the ground. Again, mild discomfort is allowed. Keep your shoulders down and back away from ears. Again, if you can, engage your abdominals to protect the spine.
Okay, so your next stretch is your hamstring stretch for the back of the thigh. So again, sitting at the front of your chair, which helps you get movement. You just put one leg forward. This time, making sure that your ankle is nice and fluffy and your foot's pointing forward as opposed to front like it was before. We're going to sit nice and tall in the chair, shoulders back, chest, and you lean forward from your hips, moving the head forward, and you'll start to feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Thigh. If you hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, and you should take it to a mild discomfort, nothing too strenuous here. After 20 to 30 seconds, slowly come up and then try that stretch on the other side. If you're doing level 2 or 3, you can try this stretch in standing, as demonstrated here. So you step forward, again making sure that the toes are pointing forward. Good posture, leaning forward through the hips with the hands on the upper leg to support, and you'll feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. Standing next to your support, you can hold on if you wish. Making sure the shoulders are back, chest lifted, and again take it to that mild discomfort, 20-30 seconds, and once you've done one leg, make sure that you change and do the opposite leg.
The next stretch is for the back, which will help loosen the muscles in your back. So you can do it seated in your chair, or you can do this stretch standing. If you choose to do it in your chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of the chair. Place one hand on top of the other in front of you. Relax the shoulders, make sure your spine is nice and long to start with. Then around your upper back, separate the shoulder blades. Push your hips back, squeeze the belly button towards the spine. Make sure that you breathe through this stretch while you're holding it. If you prefer to do it standing, make sure that you stand with your feet hip width apart and soft knees. Again, place one hand on the top of the chair in front of you. Relax the shoulders, draw them away and around through your upper back. Again, make sure that you keep pushing the hips back, you keep pushing the belly button towards the spine. Breathing throughout the stretch, holding between 20 to 30 seconds.
So this next one is to stretch the chest area. So if the chest is tight, it often causes the shoulders to round forward, which causes poor posture. We just want to make sure that we stretch them off to help you get the shoulders back. So to start off with this, if you're in the chair, just make sure that you're sitting near the front with your hips, knees and ankles in line, shoulders back, chest lifted, and lengthening through the spine. Same as you're standing, nice posture, good alignment. We're going to reach the arms back towards the back of the chair, lifting the chest up and out. You can also have your arms free at the side and reaching back if you find that uncomfortable. So nice and tall, lifting the chest out, nice deep breath. And we're going to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds. So see what's most comfortable, either arms reaching back or you can be holding onto that chair. Nice deep breath. And pushing that chest up and out. and relax.
The next stretch is called spinal twist, and it is for the mobility of the spine. It will help you with activities such as turning around, your seatbelt on, or getting dressed. You can do it in the chair, you can do it standing as well. So if you are in the chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward. You reach one arm back to grab hold of the chair if you do have the retro movement. Place the opposite hand on the chair. Now, keep turning, you're twisting your trunk to the left while keeping your hips facing forward. If you can, if comfortable, see if you can turn the head as well. Make sure that you breathe. So now let's relax and repeat the same on the other side. So reaching back for the chair, placing the hand on the opposite thigh, twisting from your waist, maintaining the hips facing forward. Breathing while holding for about 20 to 30 seconds. If you decided to do this stretch standing, please make sure that you stand with your feet hip width apart, soften your knees, soften at the hips. Reach back with one arm, place the other arm on the outside of the thigh, again twisting from your waist up, making sure the hips face forward, relax the shoulders, breathe and hold for about 20 to 30 seconds, then relax and change sides. So reaching back, and relax.
Okay, so the next stretch is for your triceps with a little bit of extension, which stretches down the side here. This helps with things like when you're washing or doing your hair, getting dressed, but also if you're reaching up to high shelves as well. So it's very important to have good movement in this area. So first of all, if you just take one hand towards the shoulder and creep that back as far as you can. Now you might not have great mobility here, so you might be able to get up to here, but you want to aim to get the elbows as high as possible whilst keeping your head nice and neutral. You just hold that in the position, nice and tall, and what you can do now is just, if you're sitting down, just hold onto that chair for some support. Hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, and for the last few seconds of the stretch, you just want to reach up towards the top shelf. Big reach and a little lean across. Now you'll feel the stretch coming down the side here, just for a few seconds. Come back to centre, and then use your hand if you need to bring that arm down nice and smooth. And then we're just going to change sides. So hand, shoulder, keep it back. Again, as you're standing, make sure you've got good posture. Hold onto the chair if you're sitting. 20 to 30 seconds, nice and tall. You'll feel the stretch down here initially, head nice and neutral. And then for the last few seconds of the stretch, I'm just going to extend the arm up, little reach up and a little lean across to the side. 3, 2, 1, back to centre. Again, use that arm, bring that